witness to history where Steph Curry became the all-time leader in 3 points made with 2,974 threes made, beating Ray Allen's record of 2,973. I think he's now at what 2,978 at this point. So, fellas, your thoughts on Stephen Curry's historic night and this is place in NBA history? Your thoughts. I'm going to go with you first. Cool. What you got?
So man, that was great, man. The way they set everything up, he made the shot. They stopped the game. He dapped up his teammates, hugged everybody, his coaches, training staff, and everybody. Went over, hugged his pops. Noticeably didn't hug his mom, so just called it out.
That was later, though.
Now, I mean, in this initial part, though, like when he was, he
Yeah.
went to her later on, but in that initial part where he was loving, giving everybody love, didn't go to his mom. He went to Ray Allen, but didn't go to his mom doing that part. So just want to point that out. We know what's going on with those situations. But,
Yeah, we know.
But it was just great to see him, man, still be humble when he did it. Ray Allen, very classy. He's mouthing what I saw looked like he mouthed to him, very classy, man. Congratulating him, telling him to keep going, keep pushing. Reggie Miller, who, if we remember, was that guy 2 people ago, had his camera out taking pictures. He gave a nod to Ray Allen after Ray Allen talked to Steph Curry. So it was just a great thing all around, man. It was just nice to see, man. It was great, and it worked out where it was in the perfect place. The only other perfect place would have been in Philadelphia where his brother plays, but I think to do it in the Garden, right? That's fairy tale almost.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Your thoughts, Maui?
Man, fellow Akron boy, thought I'd throw that out there. No, but man, I'm happy for him because he is a legacy, and he doesn't have his father's height. He got definitely his father's shot. All the negative stuff, him being small, him not being able to, just all the negative stuff they kind of said about him, to coming in and to be able to trump all that, to change the game the way he has. Like, I knew the game was changing when I started going to high school games in AAU, and I'm starting to see little kids, like just like 5 and 7 or 8 years old, looking like him, light skinned, and they dressing like him. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, it's starting to change. And then I started seeing the high school kids starting to shoot like him. You know what I mean? Like, it was just the game really changed for him. You know what I mean? And he deserved it, man. Like, I felt that emotion. Like, I remember when Ray Allen did it. You know what I mean? And he hugged Reggie Miller, and so I'm really happy for him. He deserved it in the Garden. Like you said, the Garden was perfect. He blew his father a kiss, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like, his dad was a probably B plus, basketball player, and to see his son to become actually a phenom, you know what I'm saying? Because that's really what Steph Curry is. He is a phenom, you know what I'm saying? And all the hard work and the things that happened, him watching his dad, all the ups and downs, you know what I mean? I know that had to be a great feeling, And to his mother, I want to let her know that I make a mean soup. So y'all go ahead. I think I cut the Polish sausage up and everything in the jump.
Bro, I've met them, bro. They actually, when Steph was in college, they actually came to the T-Mobile store I was working at to get upgrades on their phones, bro. That's a fine woman.
For real?
Yes.
Did you give her free night minutes?
I may or may not be able to throw her in a case.
My brother, you know how to do it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Man, oh man. Yeah. Blacksburg's finest, huh? But anyway,
hey man, I just want to have a seat beside her. I want when she go watch him. I just want to be sitting right next to her when she jump up. Oh.
I want to be that person that hugged her after that point. We all wanted to be that individual.
Oh, he hit a 3.
Right. But yeah, shout out to Sonya. My goodness.
Hey, where's she from? Ain't she from VA?
Yeah, I think she's from Virginia because she went to Virginia Tech.
Okay.
That's how they met. And her current boyfriend is what. Be quiet. In a
Right,
way,
right.
I
He's a
gotta stop
bear.
doing it.
Any a bear or something like that. What is he? Who do he play for?
Nah, he played for Virginia Tech. I mean, they all went to school
Oh,
together.
he
But
ain't playing
anyway,
NFL.
yeah, he played for the Patriots.
Oh, the Patriots. Oh,
Yeah, when they sucked.
oh, okay.
Right. This is before Robert Kraft bought the team. All kind of before
Oh,
they was
okay.
horrible. But yeah. Yeah, this it was a great night. Like to me, I just look at it was historic. It's now you look at things nowadays, that's those type of moments that you gotta really cherish because
Hmm.
certain things aren't being celebrated anymore as it as it should be. So I think this was a good night for to get this record, like you said, in the Garden, because it would have kind of sucked if it would have been in Indianapolis. I was like, I watched the game Monday and I was like,
Right.
miss, please miss, because it was two away. I was like, bro, stop shooting. Like I'm to a point where do not shoot. I want you to get this in the Garden, and it was fitting. And then they able to stop the game the way they did. And then you, like you said, you just think about the journey that he's been through, and I really feel for the Knicks because they could have got him, but they kind of whiffed on him.
It wasn't going to do that.
But right, that's what I'm saying. Just imagine being a Knicks fan, punching in the air. You could have got this
Right.
man, So that too, and then just like you said, and just the journey of him, like
Right.
people fail to realize, like, people just think, oh, you're a son of an NBA player. No, he's kind of one of those guys that got out the mud. He
Right.
went to Davidson. He had to, work on his game. We talk, I always talked about like his shooting range when he was a teenager, kind of had that awkward shooting range. So he, overcame that. And then, like you said, and it's one of the things where it's even to my surprise, I didn't think he was going to be that good, like to that
Mhm.
point. I thought, I knew he, we knew Dell was a dog, and I like because I was like, well, that's Dell was a dog. Now that's another thing too. People don't, and like as far as in our age group, we knew Dell was a dog. Dell was one of those
Mhm.
guys that hey, you when he to shoot a three, you better watch how he gonna make that. So for him to pretty much at this point it's just something short of amazing. And like you said, these moments are these are golden. This is what makes the
Mhm.
sports and makes everything special because of these type of situations. And like you saying, seeing Ray Allen and Ray Allen really has been like, he's quiet. He's not a guy that you'll always see that often. So it was good to see like Ray Allen and then also Reggie being there too. And then even the emotion with him with Steph, like even showing that pure emotion. Cause this is a major record. And it's
Mhm.
one of those things where it's just like you cherish these type of moments, and hopefully this will obviously is going to continue, and who's to say down the line somebody's going to beat this record, but we know Steph will be there to
Right.
congratulate that person with open arms because that's the type of guy he is. And then even the speech
Right.
after the game, and that was the beauty thing about it, where he really showed you it's not just about me, it's about everyone else. And I think that's why I think when I look at Steph Curry, you want to root for a guy like that because he knows that it's not about him. He knows
Mhm.
about his teammates. So I thought that was just a great moment in the locker room because it could have easily been like me celebrating my accomplishment, but he
Mhm.
took it off himself, and that's just like that was amazing. That was just beautiful what happened last night.
And you realize also he gave Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala personalized watches,
Yep.
and KD won him one.
Look, I'm
How come
like,
he didn't get one to Clay?
he got
Well,
one
he
clay,
gave it
but
to the top. He gave it to the top two. His top two people gave him the most assists.
Oh,
So
okay.
KD is third, and Clay is fourth. So that's why KD was like, "Where
Oh,
mine at?" You know what
oh,
I'm
I
saying?
got,
yeah,
So
because
I
even
got
though it's
you.
yeah,
petty, he actually does have a point. Petty as it is,
Right,
he does have a point.
yeah, he do,
right.
yeah, and I'm surprised Skip Bayless didn't run with it.
Hey,
I,
I'm gonna tell you,
I
But that's
man.
want.
next.
I'm going. My bad. Go ahead, fellas.
No, you good. I was just gonna say real quick. I'm gonna say this, man. The way KD act, if I was like a sports person and I said something about KD, even if I gave him props and he came back like he did at Skip, I would just be like KD just being KD, bro. What you gonna do? He gonna hit you
Right.
for burner accounts. sideways. You know what I'm saying? He gonna hate on you for 10 years because that's how KD is. So just let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Just let it go and
Yeah.
let KD be KD.
Like Shannon did. He was hating on Shannon like Shannon did.
Right. But yeah,
I'm
dude.
Just gotta let it go,
me
man. You
personally.
can't win.
I I'm happy for him because he represents our generation too. You know what I mean? Maybe a little bit after our generation, but definitely our generation. And it just shows you for him to be there, how those games, those playoff runs, and those seasons, how hard they played. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
how, and like, it means a lot. Like, and I'm rocking with him because he from our generation. Them older dudes,
Yep.
they can't, they really don't, they can't stand him, but they not gonna say nothing because
Yep.
it's pops.
Yep.
And let's just be real,
Yep.
they can't stand them. They can't stand them. And I think he's one of those ingredients to make the new NBA players elevate to ascend. You know what I'm saying? Because you got guys now you don't even think can shoot threes. Like I see Dwight Howard shooting threes, and he has to because the game is changing.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? It's the truth. Like the big
Mm-hmm.
man's got to be able to do it. You know what I mean? So shout out to
Yep.
him, man. He deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Steph,
shout out
man.
to Steph. Yeah.
Yeah. Impact on the game, man. Steph, he changed it. Like
Yep.
now, I know you said in college you didn't see it, but I tell you, like seeing him play at Davidson, even when
Yeah.
he had big games against high-profile teams, man, that's what sets him apart from his brother and his dad is his ability to be a actual point guard and
Mm,
shoot the ball the way he can.
Yeah. Hmm.
Because if you can take away his shot, he has something else that he can do. He can move, he can pass, he can get to the lane, shoot it as well. So he can do more than just be that specialized player. That's what he's known for. But if you
mm,
watch him, he will take it to the goal. I mean, he's not going to dunk on anybody, but he'll take it to the goal, lay it up, pull up a little floater. He does those other
mm.
things. He'll give up the rock. He gets assists as well. So he has that versatility in his game. And that's what I saw with Davidson. I was like, that's what's going to get him to the league. And that's what's going to
Yeah.
make him nice. And in that three, that's going to be his bread and butter. But the other stuff is what's going to keep him in the league. You
Yeah.
know, Seth, he stayed in. He plays better defense. Seth is a
Yeah.
better defender. Has
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
shot, can move better. The only thing that ever hurt Del Curry was he always had slow feet.
Yep.
If he was quicker on the feet, he'd have
Yep.
been a better player.
Big time. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. And yeah, Steph is always, yes. Shout out to Steph, man. Like I said, my biggest moment for Steph is on his 30th birthday, this man was eating a rack of ribs with a white t-shirt and didn't even and I was like, you know what?
That is
All
impressive. Yes.
all
Look,
superhero, every
look.
superhero doesn't wear
It,
capes. He
that
is a
is a
yeah.
couch coach legendary right right there. That
Bro,
just took
do
me
you,
back to 17, boy.
right. Do you understand like how difficult that is? Trust me. Now, don't get me wrong. Shooting 2,978 make made 3 pointers are tough, but try wearing a white shirt and eating a rack of ribs.
Now you crazy.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
not getting a drop on it.
Drop
That's
off of that.
yeah.
Legendary.
Right. But
Legendary.
it's a lot of stuff, man. I know we got to move on, but like,
Yeah.
he's 6'5", but he looks on the floor. He looks like he could be like 6'1" because he
Right.
knows how to use his. I mean, we really should do this because he's not Iverson, he's not Chris Paul, he's not these certain guys, but he knows how to. He got a little bit in him, He got just a little bit in because he learned how to use his height a specific way. Like he's a small big man, like because he's really 6'5". You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He holds in the way he runs off the screens. You don't even think he's that fast. Like he has a certain way he can run. Like it's just,
Yeah.
it's a lot. You could tell his game. He put a lot of work in his game, and this has shown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. And he never
Big time.
stopped pushing once he got to the league. He's just gotten better and better. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
important too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Like it ain't just he grinded, he worked for it. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we said,
Right.
nothing was handed to him. So
Because I
definitely.
remember we've seen, but like if you ever we saw players like Steph Curry growing up. The guy that would shoot from half court. There's just certain things he would do, but you never really thought that he would. It was always a certain type of player that would make it, and I think that he figured out a way to play.
Mm-hmm.
He don't have to have the ball in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Like he figured out a way to get his main thing is I could shoot, and he figured out so many different dynamics of ways to get open to shoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big time.
Scary situation.
Yeah. So before we get on to our next topic, let's pay some bills real quick. So definitely huge shout out to our good folks at Built Bar. They are truly stand out among protein bars with their exceptional nutritional profile and so many delicious flavors. So use our promo code off the ball, which